Visit parthikachana.com for technology resources and stock analysis. 50 beginner-level design patterns interview questions with corresponding answers. 1. What is a design pattern? Answer. A design pattern is a general, reusable solution to a common problem that occurs in software design. It is not a finished design, but a template that can be used in various situations. 2. Why are design patterns important in software development? Answer. Design patterns help developers solve common problems efficiently, improve code maintainability, and create reusable and flexible designs. 3. What is the Singleton pattern? Answer. The Singleton pattern ensures that a class has only one instance and provides a global point of access to that instance. 4. Can you give an example of where you would use the Singleton pattern? Answer. The Singleton pattern can be used in database connection management where only one instance of a connection is needed to avoid conflicts. 5. What is the factory pattern? Answer. The factory pattern defines an interface for creating objects, but let subclasses alter the type of objects that will be created. 6. Can you provide a real-world example of the factory pattern? Answer. A real-world example could be a document editor where the application creates different types of documents, Word, PDF, etc., using a factory method. 7. What is the observer pattern? Answer. The observer pattern allows an object, the subject, to notify other objects, the observers, about changes in its state without tightly coupling them. 8. Can you explain a scenario where you would use the observer pattern? Answer. The observer pattern is commonly used in event handling systems, such as a user interface, where clicking a button notifies multiple components to update their behavior. 9. What is the strategy pattern? Answer. The strategy pattern allows you to define a family of algorithms, encapsulate each one, and make them interchangeable at runtime. 10. Give a practical example of the strategy pattern. Answer. In a payment processing system, the strategy pattern can be used to switch between different payment methods, credit card, PayPal, etc. at runtime. 11. What is the decorator pattern? Answer. The decorator pattern allows behavior to be added to individual objects, either statically or dynamically, without affecting the behavior of other objects from the same class. 12. Can you give an example of the decorator pattern? Answer. A practical example is a coffee shop where you can add different options, milk, sugar, flavor, to your base coffee without changing the original coffee class. 13. What is the adapter pattern? Answer. The adapter pattern allows incompatible interfaces to work together by providing a wrapper that translates one interface into another. 14. How would you use the adapter pattern in a project? Answer. The adapter pattern can be used to integrate a new module with an existing system that has different interfaces, such as connecting a new payment gateway to a legacy e-commerce system. 15. What is the command pattern? Answer. The command pattern encapsulates a request as an object, allowing parameterization of clients with queues, logs, and support for undoable operations. 16. Can you give an example of the command pattern? Answer. A real-world example could be a remote control for a TV where each button press is a command that is encapsulated in an object for processing. 17. What is the proxy pattern? Answer. The proxy pattern provides a surrogate or placeholder object to control access to the original object, typically to manage expensive operations or resource access. 18. Where is the proxy pattern commonly used? Answer. The proxy pattern is often used in network communication systems, where the proxy handles the communication to the actual remote server. 19. What is the builder pattern? Answer. The builder pattern allows you to construct complex objects step by step, separating the construction process from the object's final representation. 20. Can you provide a scenario for using the builder pattern? Answer. The builder pattern is useful in creating complex objects like a computer, where different configurations, RAM, CPU, storage, can be built step by step. 21. What is the composite pattern? Answer. The composite pattern allows you to compose objects into tree-like structures to represent part-whole hierarchies. It lets clients treat individual objects and compositions of objects uniformly. 22. How would you apply the composite pattern? Answer. The composite pattern can be used in file systems, where files and directories are treated similarly in terms of their operations, even though directories contain multiple files. 23. What is the template method pattern? Answer. The template method pattern defines the skeleton of an algorithm and a method, deferring some steps to subclasses without changing the algorithm structure. 24. Can you explain a use case for the template method pattern? Answer. The template method pattern can be used in game development to define a general structure for a game loop, allowing specific steps like rendering or handling input to be customized in subclasses. 25. What is the flyweight pattern? Answer. The flyweight pattern minimizes memory use by sharing as much data as possible with similar objects, often used for a large number of fine-grained objects. 26. Where would you use the flyweight pattern? Answer. The flyweight pattern is often used in graphical applications to manage the rendering of many objects like characters in a word processor, where each character shares common properties. 27. What is the chain of responsibility pattern? Answer. The chain of responsibility pattern allows multiple objects to handle a request in sequence, passing the request along a chain until an object handles it. 28. Give an example of the chain of responsibility pattern. Answer. In a customer support system, the chain of responsibility pattern can route customer issues through various support levels until one resolves the issue. 29. What is the state pattern? Answer. The state pattern allows an object to change its behavior when its internal state changes, making it appear as if the object has changed its class. 30. Can you provide an example of the state pattern? Answer. The state pattern can be used in a vending machine where its behavior changes depending on whether it has enough money, is out of stock, or is waiting for selection. 31. What is the mediator pattern? Answer. The mediator pattern defines an object that controls communication between objects, promoting loose coupling by keeping objects from referring to each other directly. 32. Can you give a practical example of the mediator pattern? Answer. In a chat room application, the mediator pattern could be used to manage communication between users, where the chat room acts as the mediator. 33. What is the iterator pattern? Answer. The iterator pattern provides a way to access elements of a collection sequentially without exposing the underlying representation. 34. When would you use the iterator pattern? Answer. The iterator pattern is commonly used in collections like lists or arrays, allowing traversal of elements without knowing the internal structure. 35. What is the memento pattern? Answer. The memento pattern allows you to capture and store an object state so that it can be restored later without violating encapsulation. 36. Can you explain a real-world example of the memento pattern? Answer. A text editor with undo functionality uses the memento pattern to save the current state of the document so that it can revert to a previous version. 37. What is the visitor pattern? Answer. The visitor pattern allows you to add further operations to objects without modifying their classes, separating operations from the objects they operate on. 38. Where is the visitor pattern useful? Answer. The visitor pattern is useful in object structures like hierarchical data, where different operations, e.g., printing, saving, validating, are applied to elements without changing their classes. 39. What is the bridge pattern? Answer. The bridge pattern decouples an abstraction from its implementation so that both can vary independently, promoting flexibility and reusability. 40. Can you provide an example of the bridge pattern? Answer. The bridge pattern can be used in a graphics library where different rendering engines, e.g., OpenGL, DirectX, can be swapped without affecting the abstraction of shapes like circles and rectangles. 41. What is the facade pattern? Answer. The facade pattern provides a simplified interface to a complex subsystem, making it easier to use and understand. 42. How would you apply the facade pattern? Answer. The facade pattern can be used in a home automation system, where a simple interface controls complex interactions like turning on lights, adjusting the thermostat, and locking doors. 43. What is the prototype pattern? Answer. The prototype pattern allows you to create new objects by copying an existing object, a prototype, rather than instantiating a class directly. 44. Give an example of the prototype pattern. Answer. The prototype pattern is often used in game development, where character or weapon objects can be cloned to create new instances with similar properties. 45. What is the difference between the factory pattern and the abstract factory pattern? Answer. The factory pattern creates objects based on a single interface, while the abstract factory pattern creates families of related objects without specifying their concrete classes. 46. When would you use the abstract factory pattern? Answer. The abstract factory pattern is useful when a system needs to be independent of how objects are created and supports multiple families of related products, like different UI themes. 47. How does the command pattern support undo operations? Answer. Each command in the command pattern can store enough information to reverse its action, allowing the system to perform undo by reapplying the command in reverse. 48. What is the difference between the adapter pattern and the decorator pattern? Answer. The adapter pattern is used to make two incompatible interfaces work together, while the decorator pattern adds behavior to objects without changing their class. 49. What is the primary benefit of using design patterns? Answer. Design patterns provide proven, reusable solutions to common design problems, leading to more flexible, maintainable, and scalable code. 50. Can design patterns be overused? Answer. Yes. Overusing design patterns can lead to overly complex designs. It's important to apply patterns only when they solve a specific problem in a given context. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Visit parthakachana.com for technology resources and stock analysis.